Alright, I'm the Retro Gamer here, bringing you part 2 of my updated collection with Eric back again.
Hey, yeah, sorry about that. If you haven't seen the first part, go watch it. You know what's going on, basically.
Yawn.
And,
Alright, well, moving on. I'm going to slide all of these over because they're out of my way. I'm just going to go ahead and do the 2 DS games that I own. I opened the wrong side. That'll do it. I can't get the right side open. There we go. I have the Legendary Starfire, which I've heard is a really hard platformer. And I have Underground Pool, which is cool. Moving on. Guitar Hero Aerosmith. It's what it is. Guitar Hero Aerosmith. Nothing special about it. Next up, I actually have all 3 of these in the series. And these are the Burger King games. And they are the only games I've ever seen priced at exactly $1. But this is Pocket Rock Racers. This is probably the best of the 3. And it's actually... Now, the cool thing with these were, as far as I know, this 360 disc also works on the original Xbox. Because it says includes 360 and original Xbox version. So either it works on the original Xbox, or if you bought it when the original Xbox was out, it works on the 360. I'm not really sure. Next up, Guitar Hero 3. This game was so hyped up. It was one of the biggest games of 2007. It's not that great. My least favorite. Next up, a game that I haven't played yet because it doesn't even look that good. But that's a Dark Void. It's a Capcom game, and it's labeled as the first fully 3D action shooter. And we all know that's a bunch of bullshit. Next, we have Green Day Rock Band. I don't have the export code though, but it's good if you like Green Day. Pretty boring on everything but drums though. So why doesn't it fit? Next up, the other Burger King game, 2 of 3, is Sneak King. Now, to be honest, I can't find out what the hell to do. I played it for 30 minutes and couldn't even get at the first part of I don't know what to do. So that's kind of a fail. A game that I actually begged my mom to buy me because I really, really wanted it. Midnight Club Los Angeles. I actually just took the front cover and put it in a regular case. This is actually a Platinum Hits game. And as far as I know, there's a regular Midnight Club Los Angeles, and I'm sure there's a remix of this. So there's probably 3 variations of that too. Rock Band on PS1, 360. The next game that I'm about to show is honestly the worst game I've ever played. Soldier of Fortune Payback is the worst game ever. The single player lags so bad, and the controls hardly are responsive. It is honestly, I might send it to you to be honest. I will throw it in. It's for Xbox 360, and I don't want it anymore. It's terrible. If you play it for 2 minutes, you're not gonna want to play it anymore. Next up, a game that I paid $10 for, even though it should have been $60. Duke Nukem Forever. People hated on this game. A lot of people didn't like it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think it's one of the best games ever released. It was another one of those games that was hyped all to hell, though. It was also It was in production. It was in production for like what, 12 years? Yeah, I mean, you gotta look at it this way. If you start designing something, I don't know when they started designing it, probably like 1998 or something. If you were designing it for the 360, they didn't even know what that was back then. They were designing for like the PlayStation 2 or something. So changing from every system to system, that must have been hard. And then I know they switched companies like a billion times. Another one of my favorites, Mafia 2. I actually let's played this game and finished it. This is one of my. I gotta blow my nose. This is actually one of my favorite games on the Xbox, even though people think it's terrible. I absolutely love this game. Did you beat it? Yeah, I haven't done it on the hard difficulty. I've been meaning to get back to it. Next up, the third Burger King game we have, which is Big Bumpin'. This is a bumper car game, actually. And it's really fun. It's actually really fun. I like it. Another copy of Rock Band. I don't know why, but I have another copy of that. And I've also got a PlayStation 2 version. And then this is a game that I got. I think I got this on Black Friday with Time Crisis, Losing of Forever, and I bought something else. But that's Dark Sector. And now Dark Sector is actually a really underrated game. It's very fun. I do like this game a lot. I really do. And then a game that I really wanted a long time. Since I can't have the Nintendo 64 version of it, I actually got my buddy to pick me up the special edition. And he didn't even pick it up to me. This is actually Kaler's. But he traded it for something. And he actually got the manual for me. I just got to go pick it up. He actually went and picked up the second disc for me as well. So once I get the manual, that'll be complete. And while I'm thinking about it, I know I'm gonna forget about it. I have Star Wars Battlefront 2 sitting over there, not in its case, because I don't have a case. So I'm just gonna mention it. It is it's a really good game. It is third person. It's Star Wars 2 Battlefront, one of the best original Xbox games. Also on the PS2 though. Moving on. We're finally getting into the second shelf, which is where my good stuff starts showing up. I have all my Game Boy games. I feel like I'm having a heart attack. I have all my Game Boy games. I have. You know what? Hang on. Huh. I didn't realize that. I have the Game Boy version of Tetris Plus and the PlayStation 1 version of Tetris Plus. I never noticed that. Anyway, I have Tetris Plus, which it's Tetris. I have Pokemon Yellow, the special Pikachu special Pikachu edition, which is really good. Okay, believe it or not, this game's actually kind of rare, and that's Tennis on the Game Boy. It is surprisingly rarer than you would think. And then all these shitty cartridges that I don't like how they look. Indiana Jones, Infernal Machine. Oh shit. Harry Potter. Donkey Kong Country. Madden 2002. And Power Rangers. Time Force. And they're all relatively good games. Except Madden. Madden's not good. Harry Potter's not that great either. Space Jam's good. Next up, the only Sega CD game I have, not a Sonic CD, but I do not have a CD attachment. And I'm going to go ahead and show this to you since I never showed you, but there's actually, on the manual for Sonic CD, there's an ad for Echo the Dolphin on the back. Go figure. Go figure. So, let's go figure. By the way, Sega CD game cases and Sega Saturn cases are the worst fucking cases ever made. These things are, it's like, they break so easily because it's like almost made out of fucking glass. But it's not, it's like plastic, but it's absolutely awful. I didn't put that in there right either. I just broke the case. I shit you not, I just broke the case. You gotta be shitting me. Don't tell me I broke the case. I have a feeling I broke the case. I can't get the manual back in there. But I can't close it unless the manual goes in the correct way. There we go. Well, it's looking like I broke the case. These are the worst fucking cases ever made. And thankfully, I only own one. Because they're awful. Next up, StarCraft 2, Wings of Liberty. Everybody knows how good this is.
Yeah, I'll say
It's not. It is the best. I don't know what I'm trying to say. It is the best real-time strategy game. Unfortunately, I wish I would have started playing it first, other than Supreme Commander 2.
Yeah, because the one difference between that
Now, if you think if Supreme Commander 2 had hotkeys, would you think it is as good as StarCraft? Okay. Next up, the only game that I've ever seen in person that looks like this is the long box PS1 game Jupiter Strike. I know there are other games that came in these long boxes. I know. I was in Play and Trade, and they have a bin where it's like Sega CD and PS3 and all the PlayStation 1 stuff. And as I was leaving, I saw a black case thing, and I picked it up, and it turned out to be this long box of Jupiter Strike. I ended up paying $5 for it, but I wanted it just because it's cool. And apparently there's an ad for NBA Jam on the back of this. Anyway, yeah, Jupiter Strike. Unfortunately, it doesn't play. The disc plays fine, but I can't. I press start on my controller, and nothing happens. I tried it on the PS2, tried it on the PS1, tried it with 17 different controllers that all work, and nothing happened. So I don't know what the hell is this problem. But I keep it just because it's cool. Now we're getting into more PlayStation 1 stuff. This is NBA in the Zone 2. I remember playing this a lot as a kid, even though it's, to be honest, it's a really shitty game. Next up, we have, oh, this is actually Tetris Plus. Tetris Plus. Joe gave this to me, actually. And again, there's not much you can say about Tetris. It's Tetris. And you just go with it. Next up, the classic game, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. This is a great game. Screw anybody that says otherwise. Next up, what do we have? Oh, that's the same game. I actually skipped the game. Yep, I missed one. I actually have NBA Live 99, which for some reason I want to say I have that on the Genesis. I don't think they made Genesis games in 99 because the Dreamcast has come out. And Sega Saturn, so I'm not really sure on that one. TNN Motorsports Hardcore 4x4. It's just kind of a racing game with not monster trucks, but trucks and stuff. It's kind of cool. I'll go in. Now, the next game is... Oh, these two next games are actually Dreamcast games, and I only got them because they are factory sealed. And that is Star Wars Demolition. And I really wish game stores wouldn't put stickers on their shit. I really wish they wouldn't, because I can't get them off. And Pro Speed Zone and the Dreamcast sealed. Now I don't have a Dreamcast, but I bought them because they're sealed. So they're kind of cool to have. Once I take stuff off my shelf, it doesn't fit anymore. Next up, I have Pro Pinball Fantastic Journey. I heard it's actually pretty good. And I'm just going to say it's pinball, so there's not much you can say about it. Pinball has been around since I think the 50s. Back when they didn't have electronically operated machines, arcade machines. I do think pinball was around back then. I know it was in the 60s. I know that. Next up, SimCity 2000. I actually have two SimCities. I have a Super Nintendo one too. This one is no good. I don't really care for it though. Well, I just broke it. We're almost at 20 minutes again, and I'm not even halfway through the second shelf. I'm going to be recording till like 3 o'clock. Next up, this is actually a Sega Saturn game, and I got it because it's a Japanese import, I guess. It's all in Japanese. And it looks like Mario and Princess Peach, but it's actually not. It's actually a totally different game called Clockwork Knight Pepperoch's Adventure. If I ever get a Genesis Saturn, I do want to play that game. But I don't know if a US Sega Saturn can play a Japanese Sega Saturn game. So that is kind of unfortunate. So I really hope that they're not region locked. I for some reason I have a feeling that they are. NFL 2K2 on the Dreamcast. It actually looks like a decent sports game, but I can't play it because I'm Dreamcast. So next up, I have Resident Evil 2 complete with the manual. This is one of the games that this is the original copy from when it came out because my mom bought it the day it came out, and I still have both the discs, and I've still got the Resident Evil manual. And something funny I just noticed about the disc. It has a phone number you can call to Capcom to get hints on the game. I'm about to call it. I'm about to find out. I'm kind of tempted to call it and ask. Be like, yeah, I'm stuck on Resident Evil 2. Can you help me out here? Apparently this was like the biggest game of 1998. Next up, I'm a big fan of the Driver series. And this is the kind of shit that pisses me off. I can't even open the case. Okay. Not only did they put a sticker on the front, but they put it and sealed the side with it. So I can't even open the case, which is total bullshit, Play and Trade. So fuck you. Nevertheless, Driver 2 is a good game. But god damn it. I hope they watch this video. Next up. Oh, hey, want to know something funny? I have Space Jam on the PlayStation. The case, unfortunately, is broken. But I have Space Jam on the PlayStation. That's kind of cool. The case is broke though, so that kind of sucks, and the disc doesn't stay in place. I do have the. I can't tell if this is a manual or not. Hell if I know. Still cool to have. Sure did. What'd you mean to say? So I have this. I have the Space Jam like cover art in a case that has Crash Bandicoot 2 on the side. Where's my Crash Bandicoot 2? Next, this case is actually broken, but I picked it up because I've heard it's. Okay, to be honest, the case is in two separate fucking pieces. The cover does not fit on the thing. But that is Croc 2, and I've heard this is a great game. I've heard it's like Mario, except with a different character. So that's cool, except the case is all busted on out. But I wanted it because I've heard it's hard to find. I have so much stuff. I'm stopping the recording here, and I'll see you in the next part.